Hello, my friends. Welcome back to another Step It Up Stamping. I'm Barb Brimhall, also known as the Busy Bee Stamper. And in Step It Up Stamping, we take a very simple card, add things to it, and so you'll find something just for you no matter what stage of card making that you are in. Today, we're using the BBQ Master Bundle by Stampin' Up. This was a March 2026 release. And I just think this bundle is so much fun. It's perfect for anybody who likes to barbecue, but it also makes a perfect Happy Father's Day or Happy Birthday, or basically anybody who likes to barbecue, right? Okay, so let's get started. This is our Busy Bee card. This is the card for those of you who are beginner stampers or maybe are like me and just always in a hurry to get a card made. It features basic gray cardstock, smoky slate cardstock, and then real red ink. A one stamp barbecue in real red, and then our sentiment. And we have a super duper easy card for you to make. Okay, all right, let's move on. This is our worker bee card. This is for when you want to put a little bit more work into your card. Again, it features the basic gray, smoky slate, real red, and basic gray ink. So very simple. The difference here is really twofold. Number one, in the background, for the smoky slate cardstock, I've added the embossing folder, and this is the distressed brick embossing folder. So it just adds a lot of interest in the background without a lot of noise. I use the 1 3/4 inch circle punch, stamp the utensils in basic gray. And this time what I did with the barbecue, let me bring the Busy Bee card back in. What I did is rather than just stamping it on a mat, I just fussy cut it out with scissors. Now, if you buy the dies that go with this set, and let me show you those dies again. The dies are over here on the right side. You can see that I can very easily cut out all of the elements in this bundle, but I'm just assuming for a worker bee, you don't have that. So you could just fussy cut these out. And this time I mounted the sentiment the same way I did here, except I added underneath it some basic gray cardstock. So really, really simple, but I think it really elevates the card a bit just by using a circle punch and embossing folder. And now I'm going to bring out the Queen Bee card, which is always the card that takes it up quite a bit, up another notch. And in this case, I'm also using the basic gray cardstock embossed with the distressed brick folder in smoky slate. I'm using real red again, but this time I'm adding different inks and different elements that I am die cutting with the BBQ Master dies that come in the bundle. So I think that really just kind of steps it up a bit. And by the way, I have complete instructions for you on how to make all three cards, including what you can stamp on the inside of all three if you want. Very, very simple. And one of the things I want to show you the difference between the barbecue here and the barbecue here. You can see that I did the regular barbecue in real red, but the legs I did in basic gray. And you have to do this a little bit carefully. Now, one of the easiest ways to do this, let me lift this up, is you're going to place this part of your stamp on the real red ink pad, right? And you're going to try not to get too much of the legs. So when you're inking it up, you're going to try to only get these two parts. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take a sponge dauber and you're going to add ink to the legs of the barbecue. I have a lot more detail on that in the instructions, but that's a basic overview of how you do it. And then one of the things on this little piece of basic black cardstock, I have white embossed. I don't know if you can tell. I have white embossed the sentiment, which just, I think, makes that really stand out quite a bit. So there you have it, my friends. we've got our Busy Bee card for a beginner or very busy stamper. Fast and easy, quick, quick, quick. I love it. Then we have our worker bee, where you will need a cut and emboss machine and an embossing folder. However, this card also looks good if you don't do the embossing. So if you don't have a cut and emboss machine, don't worry about it. Just leave this part smoky slate and then add all these other elements that add a lot of interest to the card. And then finally, we have my personal favorite. Yep, my favorite is the worker bee usually, but this week my favorite is the queen bee, and I would definitely be making this card. Out of all three, this would be my favorite to make, which is unusual for me, I must say, very unusual. So there you have it, my friends. I would love to know which one of these is your favorite and which one you'd be most likely to make. I'll be back next week with another Step It Up Stamping. See you soon. Bye.